Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and author of Get Resultsology, The Science of Getting Stuff Done. I work with people who run their own business, no boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. If that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you're looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome Debra Russell. Debra Russell, MBA, is an elite certified business coach, keynote speaker, and professional development trainer with over 2 decades of experience. Debra specializes in working with business owners who are pursuing their passion as a business, particularly the arts and entertainment industry and professional athletes. Bringing business savvy to your passion, she translates complex business concepts into actionable strategies, helping you create profit while staying true to your values. And we love that here. Debra, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Debra?
I'm in sunny Las Vegas.
Oh, and I bet it's exceptionally sunny there.
Every day, pretty much.
Every day, yes. You see, there's me being a Brit talking about the weather, and it's like, no, we don't bother here. It's always the same. All right, I'm waffling on. Shall we do the questions?
Yes, let's go for it.
All right, I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Debra, the first question is, who is your ideal client? I've already mentioned that a little bit in the introduction, but you please feel free to elaborate.
You know, people ask me, what do arts and entertainment industry, professional athletes, and small business owners like in the health fields or lawyers or whatever, what do they have in common? They've all spent a lot of time, energy, and money perfecting their craft, their skill, their game, and rarely enough time, energy, and money learning the fundamentals of business. So they bring the passion, I bring the business savvy. And that's kind of the through line, is really helping them understand business.
Brilliant. And that segues nicely into our second question, which is, what is the problem that you solve? You've mentioned it there, but I'm sure it's a lot deeper than that. And perhaps if you could elaborate on that, that would be fascinating.
Absolutely. A lot of times clients come to me, I'm not making enough money, or I'm not having the impact I want to have, or, you know, I don't feel like I'm in control. My business is running me. I'm not running my business. And when we really dig underneath, the first biggest problem is productivity and time management. I think of productivity and time management as the meta system. It is the system in which all other systems live. And business, and actually, frankly, your brain works in systems. So if you don't have your productivity managed well, then nothing else is going to work with consistency. So that's a big problem that I solve. And then once that meta system is working, then we dive into what makes your business profitable. Where is the money? What's working, what's not working, and figure out and create strategies for consistency in profit.
Fantastic. It's almost like you were destined to be on our podcast today, because productivity is what we're all about. And there you are, endorsing it and saying it's the be all and end all of everything. And I completely agree with you. Fantastic. So on that note, what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to solve that problem or problems?
This may sound not very sexy or exciting, but honestly, the first thing you need to do is start tracking your time. How are you actually spending your time moment to moment? How much time are you spending on marketing? How much time are you spending creating new content? How much time are you spending, dealing with admin type stuff? Understanding what's actually happening with your time will give you a lot of information that you can then start to shift and experiment in how you're managing your time.
Yeah, definitely not very sexy, but you're absolutely right. You have to understand, and that's the key. And if you don't know how you're spending your time, then you can't move on to do anything about it, can you? I completely agree with
Yeah,
you.
you can't fix it if you don't know what's actually happening.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
the second free thing I would say is if you experience problems like overwhelm or procrastination, is journaling about it. Because again, if you don't understand what's happening, why it's happening, when is it happening, then you can't begin to address the underlying issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you. But then I would, because that's what I've written my book about as well. But that's brilliant. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, and I love those distinctions, thank you for sharing those, Deborah. Let's dive into goal busting, which is, believe it or not, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. It's like I'm just being greedy and I keep coming back for more. But I make no apology for it. I'm going to ask you the question anyway. Could you share any more tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Well, and specifically around your business, the way I look at it, whether you're a Fortune 500 company or you're a donut shop on the corner or you're a solopreneur like I am and like you are, Robin, as a coach, there are five hats that we all wear, or five departments if you're a large company, right? There's creativity and R&D, research and development, right? Then so that's one. Then there's marketing and sales. That's two. Admin, fulfillment, and vision and planning. If you aren't spending the right proportion of time in each of those areas, then things aren't going to work. Things are going to fall apart.
Yeah, and as a hat wearer myself, I actually have 6 hats. So, but joking aside, that's a very nice distinction. I love that. I'm going to read back through that myself and write those down because that's very useful. Thank you for that. All right, finally, I want to respect your time by asking you, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please.
Well, this may sound like like a plug, but it's really not. Everyone works better if they're working with a coach because you can't see what you can't see and you don't know what you don't know. Working with a coach who's experienced, who's trained, will add a depth to your business that creates sustainability, consistency, and profit.
Yeah. One of the things that when I'm coaching people, one of the things that at the other end of the scale is about leveraging out some of the chores that you don't need to do yourself. And we talk about that a lot. But as a coach, yeah, I think we can be a little bit scared to say, actually, at the other end, you do need someone to share the load with you. And you covered that brilliantly. And yeah, okay, it might be a little bit self-serving, but people that get it, they just get it. They understand. And if they don't understand, then they don't need a coach. But if they do understand, then yeah, definitely find the right fit for your business and go for it.
If the biggest CEOs, the most successful athletes have coaches themselves, that's saying something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, definitely. And we did all that in 7 minutes. Fantastic. So thank you so much. You really packed it in there. Actually, there's a lot of material in there. If people, it's worth reading the transcript or listening to again because there's a lot. You covered a lot of ground in a very short space of time. I appreciate that, Deborah. Thank you. So my final question is, how can people reach you? And also, is there like a valuable free resource they can get? Because it's important if people do want to know more about you that they can touch base with you in some way. And some people like to just have a little bit more of a dig around first. So what is there a valuable free resource they could get?
So best way to reach me is either through my website, which is DebraRussellCoaching.com, or you can get in touch with me via Instagram at BizCoachDebra, B-I-Z Coach Debra. Free resource, boy, I've got something special for you, Robin. You ready? I have an ebook called Move from Overwhelm into Action, a guide to shift from procrastination into productivity. But here's the thing. If you go to that website, the bit.ly/goalbusters, goal-busters, you'll be able to download this ebook, but also for a limited number of people. So you want to jump on this, don't procrastinate. I am offering a profit accelerator strategy session valued at $350. But for the first 15 people who come in from this podcast, you get it for free. So don't wait, jump on that, because those are going to go fast.
Oh, wow. I think that's probably one of the most generous, truly valuable free resources someone's ever put on this show. That's really kind and definitely worth it. And if it wasn't unethical, I'd grab the first slot straight away. I won't. I will leave them open for our listeners, but I'm definitely going to get the book regardless. You won't stop me doing that. I've written a similar book, which I won't go into now. You can find that on my website. But the point is there's always it's always refreshing to see other people's perspectives on it, and we already know from what you've told us today on the podcast, you really know what you're talking about, and that's the vital important thing. So thank you so much, Debra Russell.
My pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you again. Thank you for doing this with us today. So everybody, please remember to keep goal busting, make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.